Hello! Welcome. 1 second. Just getting situated here. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Proteon, Video Master, FaZe Neuvern, Jayquaza. How's it going, guys? Welcome. Thanks for your patience. What up, Mega Bird? How's it going? How's everybody doing out there in internet land today? Full disclosure, at some point, I'm probably going to be having dinner on tonight's stream. I wanted to do a slightly earlier one today because I had a very long day yesterday, and I'm probably going to try to get to bed somewhat early tonight, but yeah, so that just kind of means that we'll probably have to we'll probably have to, oh, 1 sec. Jordinium Z, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the Stampede. But yeah, that probably means that at some point you might have to see me eating on stream. We'll see. But anyway, how's everyone doing? Lord Cole, what up? We're still going for this Heracross. I managed to do an additional like 14 or so. I got it from 301 to 315. Just on the off time, like during the weekend. I wasn't really here. I was mostly at my parents', but I was able to do an additional 14, so that's still like probably like an hour and a half ish. Trying to hunt this Heracross. So not bad. But welcome. Let me just get. It's been a long time since I've gone this early, but yeah. How's everyone's day going? What is your opinion on Sword and Shield not having all the Pokemon? Great question. So I've gone through a few lines of thinking regarding it. The first, I would say, was I was very okay with it. I was just, to me, it kind of felt like, hey, Sun and Moon already didn't technically have like pages for every Pokemon. There were a lot of Pokemon that just had like question marks kind of beside them, as though they didn't really belong, but they sort of did, almost like they were undiscovered somehow. And so this kind of just felt like an extension of that, and I was kind of okay with it at first. But then, after seeing more people's opinions and like talking to others in the community about it, I kind of just started kind of seeing that, well, hey, but every single Pokemon means something to somebody, and although I understand why Game Freak would kind of implement it, it also, I mean, it does kind of defeat the entire purpose of the game. So because of that, I've started to come around a little more on it in a negative way. And to be honest, it seems like now this whole thing with the Pokedex is kind of just like more of a precursor to the frustrations that have kind of existed in the series for many generations now. I would say from, 5, 6, 7 specifically, in terms of Game Freak just like cutting out things that people like, right? So we've talked before about things like the Battle Frontier, and it can also, I guess, hypothetically apply to things like walking Pokemon and rotation or triple battles, or just things that Game Freak has done that people were like, I kind of like that, and then they, for some reason or another, usually technical limitations, just kind of drop it and never get back to it. Even, I mean, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Battle Frontier is kind of like the best example of that, of like something that they kind of promised and then never delivered on. And just in recent years, I felt more and more like the games are being rushed out to meet some arbitrary deadline that they set for themselves, because Pokemon is more of a machine than maybe any other franchise. Like, it relies on all of its legs, essentially, to stand up. So you got video games, you got the anime, you got the merchandise, and then you got like the card game. And it's like, if all four of those things don't kind of link up together in the exact same way at the right time, then it can get messy, I guess. And so the games, being the ones that kind of create all of the things that span into those other areas, tend to suffer the most, in my opinion at least, right? And I think that's even why, if you look, Gen 6, we didn't even get like a proper sister game. Like, we kind of just got X and Y, and then of course Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but no Pokemon Z, nothing like that. And I feel like that wasn't probably part of the plan, and that just kind of ended up being the way it is because Game Freak just didn't have as much time as they thought. Like, things got crunched, and something had to give, and that's why I think we got the whole Zygarde quest in Sun and Moon. And anyway, the point being though is that just like, I think people are starting to get frustrated with them and how they are so adherent to this cycle that they're willing to cut things that are really important to people, and that's not always fair. Time flies by for me. Yeah, it's been a while. I think I streamed the last time was Wednesday night. Yeah, so it has been 6 days. Wow, flew by for me as well. Remember me? What's up, Master J? How's it going, dude? I was just watching Let Me Explain Studios and I forgot you were streaming. No worries, no worries. I, like, obviously, these ones are going to be, like, much smaller streams. I'm also streaming maybe earlier than I've streamed in a long, long time. Not that I've done many streams lately, but... So, yeah, it's all good. I'm going to be here for a while, so if people pop in and out, that's totally cool, too. Pokemon Z was unfortunately canceled, but they've never really even, like, spoken about it that much. Like, internally, I guess, they've never, like, we just kind of assume, and we kind of, like... But I don't know if there's ever been, like, a proper interview where, like, Masuda, for example, was just like, hey, like... Oh, I almost just... That could have been bad. But yeah, where Masuda was just like, hey, this thing happened, and... You know, then it didn't, and we had to cancel it for budget constraints, or whatever it might have been, right? Whatever the excuse was. Do you think Game Freak ever listens to the fans? Because I know most people want a Gen 4 remake. Well, first of all, I will say that, like, the Gen 4 remake thing always perplexed me. Now I finally think that we're, like, ready for the Gen 4 remakes, but truthfully, and this is, again, just one, you know, one guy's opinions, but I always kind of felt that we were rushing into the Gen 4 remake a little bit, because... you could still play Platinum and Diamond and Pearl on the 3DS, which was the current iteration of hardware. I know they're DS games, I know they're not 3DS games, but technically you could play them on, like, any 3DS in existence, so, I think, at least. So, the point being is that, like, they were still widely available, and because they sold so well, because the DS sold so well, you could find a copy fairly cheap-ish, sometimes not, but if you looked hard enough, you could probably find one for, like, 20, 25 bucks, online, and so, like, I never really saw the need, I guess, to remake them, but now that we finally moved on to the console, and we can see Gen 4 in kind of all of its, like, you know, DS glory, but brought in an HD way, with hopefully, like, voice acting, to me, I think it's going to be worth the wait when we do get them. However, I do understand the fans of that generation's gripes. I like Gen 4 as well, but I think it'll make it even that much more worth it when we do get them. I think it was smart for them to hold off on that. However, they certainly... And also, that kind of fits the pattern, right? Game Freak, typically, like, we got, you know, obviously Gen 1, we got remakes in Gen 3, but Gen 4, or, sorry, Gen 2, we got in 4, Gen 3, we got in 6, so Gen 4 would make sense for 8, I think, right? And then, you know, Gen 5 and Gen 10, whenever that happens, we know it will happen, just whenever it does. But anyway, yeah. I actually think it's a good thing that there's less Pokemon in the game. My first game was White, and I was surprised when I found out the other games didn't do what Gen 5 did, as in all new Pokemon. Yeah, I've always kind of wanted it to go back to how Gen 5 was, but I get also that a lot of people didn't really like that, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm wondering for the Gen 4 remakes, because I know Game Freak will nerf the games. Well, they might in certain... I don't know, it's hard to say. We don't really know, I guess, right? Like, will they nerf the games? Maybe. But maybe not. Maybe they don't nerf the games. Like, maybe the games are better in the way that Gen 2 is way better in Gen 4. Maybe they... But I do think the Pokedex thing is very important for all of that, because I think it's finally a big enough scar, I guess, on the Pokemon company and Game Freak and all that, that it's gonna make people internally wake up and think, maybe, you know what, maybe this whole, we have to get a new Pokemon game out every year, we have to get a new generation out every 3-year cycle, maybe they finally realize, or maybe this will be the thing that makes them realize that, like, oh, we just can't please everybody, and we're gonna have to slow things down a little bit. Like, maybe Sword and Shield might get delayed now. Like, they might, because of this stink. And I think that in some ways that's a good thing. I'm okay with them delaying a Pokemon game, because it just means, no matter what, it means we get a better version of the thing we were gonna get. And, like, Pokemon games, people replay them for years and years. They're not just, like, you know, single-player campaign games that people just kind of, like, they get through it, they're done, and they kind of move on, right? They're not those games. They're very much, like, they continue forever. They persist for at least the 3-year cycle in terms of competitive and people trying to breed, shiny hunt, do battle tree, ribbon quests, things like that. So these games, like, they last for a long time, and it's really frustrating if, like, I would always take a game, like, if it's, like, say, 6 months delayed, right? We get it next, like, I guess June, like a year from now. I'm okay with that if it means we get all the things that we've wanted. Maybe it ends up being the best Pokemon game they've ever made. But right now, it's seeming more and more like that's just not going to be the case. It looks very uninventive, and it looks... There's some things I love about it. I really love the designs I've seen so far of the new Pokemon. I think the Galar region also has the potential to be like really good. And also, I think the cutscenes are going to be amazing. I think going to the next generation of hardware, the sounds, the colors, I think are all just going to be, it's going to be the best and best sounding a Pokemon game has ever been. And that's something I'm really excited about, as well as, of course, the new Pokemon. But I do think at the end of the day, it might just be better to stall the games and just make sure that they're giving, like, not just us, but themselves the best possible product they can without having to make the current employees work crazy crunch hours. Battle of the boys. We got Lord Cole in the red corner and Royboy 140 in the blue corner. Or the purple corner? I don't know. Together you guys make purple, and that's important. For Sword and Shield, I bet you can only transfer Gen 1 Pokemon. Oh no, that's for sure not true. They've already kind of established. Like, Cerebi has a good list of Pokemon that have been confirmed to appear. And there's, you know, it's definitely Gen 1 heavy, but that does kind of make sense given we just got, like, the newest game in the main series is Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, right? So it does make sense that they would have a more of a desire to have Gen 7 and Gen 1 Pokemon being able to transfer. I don't agree with it. I really wish that my Gen 2 Pokemon would get a lot more love just across the series in general. I mean, like, it's crazy to me that Typhlosion, Meganium, and Feraligatr still didn't get, like, Megas or anything like that, and they just kind of, like, went from 1 to 3, but I accepted it because it made sense with what they were doing, and I kind of agree with that here, too, even if I don't like it, personally. I finally saw Captain Marvel today, and I wasn't sure how to feel on the movie. I would say I was very with it. It was alright. It was alright. I think in hindsight, it's going to be remembered as like, oh wow, everyone was just losing their minds because of Avengers Endgame, and that's why they, like, I don't actually see, and this isn't me, like, hating on the movie, because I think I actually liked it a lot more than some of my friends did, but I do think it's kind of just average, in my opinion. It's an average Marvel movie. It's in that tier to me with, like, Ant-Man and the Wasp, basically. And that's okay, because I like that movie too, but I don't love them in the same way that I love, like, Guardians 2 and the Avengers movies and stuff, obviously, right? But I do think, like, I think when they make a sequel, it's gonna make, like, 700 million or, like, 800 million instead of, like, a billion plus. And I think, you know, analysts and stuff are gonna be like, what is happening? Did people just not like Captain Marvel 2? And it'll probably be a better movie, because Marvel has a good track record of making, like, you know, sequels better than the originals, for the most part. I mean, Iron Man 1 is still probably the best of the three, but for the most part. And I think, like, people will be, like, scratching their heads, like, why didn't it make as much money? And the answer is just, like, everyone was so hyped up for Endgame that Captain Marvel was, like, the perfect, like, appetizer for it, I guess. That's how I felt, at least. And I think my audience in the theater reacted the same way, because, like, the post-credit scene of Captain Marvel got a bigger, like, ovation and reaction than anything in the actual movie of Captain Marvel. And I think that says a lot. Can you imagine having 5 pugs on a RV trip to Florida for a month? I cannot. I've never been to Florida. Game Freak also loved to milk the hell out of Gen 1. Yeah, but that's because that's what, like, the consumers told them, right? Like, I love hating on Game Freak for loving and overusing Gen 1 as much as the next person. But the truth is that Game Freak, like, they put out Gen 5, and it didn't sell as well as their expectations had it selling. It still did very well, but not where it probably should have been for a Pokemon game. And that's okay, but I think they were disappointed, and they were like, well, you know, we waited too long to introduce other Pokemon from other gens, so going forward, we're always going to do something with Gen 1 specifically to get the old fans back in, to show them that, like, oh no, we're not going the way of Gen 5. It was like a major course correction, and the thing is it did work, because X and Y sold like crazy. Like, X and Y sold a ton, and I think it was really with X and Y in Gen 6 that they discovered, like, oh, we can pander over and over and over again to not just Gen 1, but nostalgia in general, and that is going to help our game sell. And they did it again with Alola forms that only Gen 1 Pokemon got, which is still incredible to me that it's just Gen 1. Like, just Gen 1 got Alola forms. And that was what kind of cemented it in my mind of, like, oh yeah, they really, like, this is for pure money reasons, not for any other reasons. Because there's no way the design team sat down and were just like, you know, I really want to make, like, an Alolan form, I don't know, Miss Magius. that's a bad example. Let's say Torkoal. I really want to do an Alolan Torkoal. You know, Hawaii, volcanoes, it makes sense. And then, you know, they're just like, yeah, but you know what? I'd rather do an Alolan Meowth. I think that, as a designer, as a creative person, Meowth seems so much more ripe than a Torkoal for a Hawaiian setting. Hey, are you already done? Oh, that's so quick. Right on. Thank you. Love Torkoal. I don't know, Stan, you're wrong. No, I am saying that Torkoal is a lot more of a creative option. I think, like, the designers would have killed to do Mega Torkoal, or, like, you know, Mega, I don't know. I don't know what else. Like, but they probably would have, like, much rather done that than, like, having to be like, you know, I really, really wanted to do, like, Mega Persian. Like, that's, you know, and nothing against Meowth the Persian. They're very popular. I get it. But I just think it's kind of insane. Like, you know, they sat there and were like, oh, I really want to do a Mega Dugtrio and just give it, like, He-Man mullet hair. Like, that's the play right there. As, like, you know, I went to school for 10 years for, like, artistry, or whatever it might, I don't know what you, graphic design, whatever it might have been. And now I can't wait to just draw a blonde mane of hair on these three, you know, pieces of poop. Is that unfair to Dugtrio? Should I not call it that? I don't know. But the fact remains, I have a feeling. No, Nat is here.
Hello, people.
Pokemon games. Oh, Roy.
Roy!
Roy, you can't be swearing. Come on. Come on. It's like Lord Cole said. This is a Christian server, all right?
So, corn may or may not be fully cooked. I don't know.
Oh, well,
I've never done it before.
we will test it out. Don't worry.
I called my mom, though, and she said that it should be cooked.
Okay.
But that was by FaceTime. So I don't think
No worries.
100%
But anyway, I'm a changed man. You're really? The Golf War has changed. Oh God, is that like the joke you guys all? Of you can't do it within an hour, I get OP. You get OP. I don't know what that means. But anyway. Just ketchup and a little chipotle mayo if we have it, please. Anyway, I apologize, guys. I will be eating on stream tonight. I know it's something I typically don't do, and profusely apologize for when I do it. But it's been a very weird weekend, and I'm very hungry. And I wanted to do an early stream tonight, which kind of meant I was gonna, no matter what, have to end up eating dinner. That's why I typically go like closer to 8. But I definitely want to get to bed a little earlier than normal tonight, I think. Eating on stream? No! Oh, sorry. I apologize, random. I didn't tune in. Oh, Roy. You know, Roy, I bet you love K-pop, don't you? K-pop! I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters last week, and by the way, that movie's quite fun. I'd say the most fun Godzilla movie I've seen since Final Wars and Tokyo SOS. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely did not see it. I haven't really... I do want to see Toy Story 4, though. I definitely want to see it. AKA Roy Story 4. It's the one where Roy Boy 140 decides that he can live without his toys, you know? He doesn't need to be a slave to his own nostalgia. I actually probably won't eat the corn on stream. I will eat it after, though. But just because it gets really messy in teeth. Yeah. Thank you, though. You the best. Toy Story 4, more like Toy Story Y. I don't know, Roy. Tom Hanks called it one of the best movies he's ever seen. And we have still not seen a shiny Heracross. Yo, Brian! What's up, man? How's it going? Oh, these are going to be messy. I can already tell.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You got the wrong guts.
I'm just lucky that you are being so nice and preparing dinner for me.
You know what?
No, I'm being...
Act like it's a one-time thing.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being
It's daily.
honest. Pokemon Let's Go, more like Pokemon Go Away. The intro for Toy Story 4 was leaked a month ago, was it?
Alright. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Anyway, I do want to see that. Have you heard, Stan, that Tim Allen said that this movie is going to be really sad? I did hear that, yeah.
Aren't they all?
Aren't they all? Well, a lot of them are. That's true. You're not wrong. Oh, wow, these buns are actually insane. Wow.
Hot dog buns, not sausage.
Oh.
Yes.
Mmm. I messed up, guys.
Yes.
I got hot dog buns instead of sausage buns, so probably gonna spill here. Not gonna lie.
Just maybe tuck in your what's it called?
Keyboard?
Yeah.
No worries, Lord Cole. I'm eating dinner too, so no worries, dude. What's my favorite color? Probably red. Probably red. It's a big color. It's in Pokemon, you know, on the Pokeballs. Canada's red.
Yeah. Or just
Red.
all red.
Red is important.
All the time.
Mega oof, the Roy Boy goof. Yeah. No, it tasted. Thank you. Oh, that sucks. Well, good news is I can still catch. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna die though. I'm definitely gonna die. Nice. And then Mastering will. Okay. Yeah. Rip. That could have been the shiny. I was too busy eating sausages instead of, you know, shiny hunting like a professional. Nice, Mega Bird. He's my boy, my dude. I completely forgot for last year that the whole Heracross ribbon hunt existed. Well, it's so tedious, dude. But we have found a way to speed it up at least. The good news is, if we, I got the Master Ball. So if we use the Master Ball on Heracross, then it just goes like so much faster. We don't have to like wait for it to get captured in like the 7th throw. We just catch it. Of course, there I messed up because I just kept clicking A instead of actually, you know, doing what I was supposed to do. But yeah. Yes, we run into Cypher Peon Dioge, your favorite of the Cypher Peons, Roy. And he hopefully gives us a shiny. Aaron Curtis, what up? What up, man? Alright, so we do want to use Psybeam on Ariados. Stan, have you considered changing your birth certificate name to Random Stanum 10s? I don't know. I was thinking...
I would really not want to be missing random 10.
I would like to change it, I think, to Roy Boy, Lord Cole, Luffy, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Guitar Face, Elton John, Prince the Third. You ever think about that? Do you ever think about that, Roy? I bet you didn't. I bet you just, you know, sat on your high horse and just assumed things. But, yeah. I got a name I want, and it's that one that I just said, which I completely remember. I'm just not going to repeat, because I don't have to. It speaks for itself. For our grade 9 graduation, I'm going to bring my GameCube, and we can all play Mario Kart Double Dash or my Switch, but the problem is I don't have enough controllers for Smash. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Middle school, baby. I'm playing Let's Go for the first time. I got 2 shiny starters, Charmander and Bulbasaur, working in Swirl. Yo, those are hard to hunt too in those games. They make it a pain. So congratulations on that. That's huge. Lies, lies, I say. I'm changing my name legally to Roybathion. Are you like an evolution? Is that what you're going for? Roy, do you want to be an Eevee? Do you have an Eevee costume you keep under your bed for special occasions? And one day you hope you'll evolve? If someone gives you enough love, you know? Is that what's going on?
Next time we get Tokyo, we have a game for all evolutions. Yeah.
Just Roy. That's all of them. 9 costume changes. Nice, Aaron. Nice. Roybathion, Roynus, and... Oh, I see. I mean, you could have just called me Stannis. That would have made a lot more sense, and I would have known what you're talking about. Also, look at me. Not accidentally killing Heracross there. Great job, Stan. Great job. Oh, thank you, babe.
I'm giving you both because you're gonna mess up one.
You guys want to see? I got a special. I got some special currency yesterday. Some moolah. Some Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors dollar bills, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, Nad popped in very quickly.
Oh, was I in? Hello.
There she is. There she is. The chef herself. Mafuzzy chef. The only reason why he has that under his bed is if it was he was a Virgo? Roy, are you a Virgo? Roy, just watch the language, dude. Come on. Come on. No worries, Mega Bird. Take your time. Take your time. I'm just gonna be here, still soft resetting away. Gonna try to get to 350 tonight, I think. It's only been half an hour, and we've already done 10, so you know. Hopefully.
It's only been a half hour. I was
Yeah, you were really fast.
definitely not ready because that was
Well, that scares me.
well, I don't know how to cook corn, okay?
Oh, I thought you meant the sausages.
Oh, no,
I was like, they taste like they're cooked,
Yeah, no.
and I hope they're cooked, because otherwise I will not be alive tomorrow.
That's why I chose sausages for tonight.
Mmm.
But the corn. Not that it would make you sick.
Have you seen Chef Roy? With Jon Favreau? Or are you just saying it because you saw it pop up on Netflix? We'll see. Roy is he's a character. He sometimes surprises you. His power is actually more than 9,000. It's more than 19,000. It's almost 20,000. That's how powerful Roy is. But he's not God.
Oh my god, it's cooked. Okay.
Oh, I called it. He had only seen it pop up on the flicks. I'm nearly at the big 20,000, fellas. Fun fact, Roy used to be a scuba diver, but then he changed professions because he just really liked the smell of grass. That's true. Roy's more powerful than Diavolo? Oh man. I'm not there yet. I had to stop watching, but I do know who you're talking about. But I stopped watching, and I'm gonna wait for the season to finish. Bubble Buddy.
Bubble Buddy.
Nobody cares, Roy. Nobody cares. Wow.
I
Wow.
care, Roy. Even though I don't know what you guys are.
Any thoughts? Sorry. Any thoughts on Death Stranding? Sure. I think I probably won't play it, to be honest with you. I've never really gotten into Kojima's games, including obviously Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, it never. I don't really like stealth in video games, which I know is so weird, but yeah, I think it's because the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets game scarred me, because like you had to get around. I think it was Percy or something, and I hated it as a kid. Like he always caught me, and so since then I've had a really hard time playing stealth games. Even in Wind Waker, when you get to the Island Fortress or whatever, and I was like, I almost stopped playing because I was just like, I hate stealth in video games. You, do you actually play the Metal Gear Solid games, Roy? You've never mentioned that before to me.
How dare you not?
I know. Very rude. The Island Fortress is very good. I love it. But at the time, when I was just playing it for the first time, my PTSD of Chamber of Secrets came into full play. And I was like, oh, this is rough. Because I thought the whole game was going to be like that. And I was not happy about it. I don't remember that, Roy. I do not remember. I'm just gonna grab a water quick, guys. I literally won't even not be back. I'm just coming over here. See? Look. Hello. Hello, Roy. Hello, Sonic Chow. Hi. See? Just over here. I'm not going anywhere. Look at me, I'm here now. I'm practically a teleporter, like Nightcrawler. Yes, thank you for that, Sonic.
Did you have cookies before dinner?
I just got in trouble. I might have had some cookies before dinner. I'm done dinner now, though, which is good.
God, if you don't finish those 2 corn, you still have 2 corn.
I know. I'm in trouble, guys. I'm on timeout. Excuse me. So, Roy, why don't you tell chat about your favorite memory from Tokyo? About how you saved my life in a duck pond. Why are you giggling? There's very scary stuff. I don't understand. So Stannis, that's me. That's me. Oh, wait, wow, I'm your king? That's crazy.
Alright, I'm gonna go watch Buffy.
Alright. Love you. Thank you. My face was calm, clear, and collected as my mind, though. You are not our king. That's true. I'm aware that Roy is truly the king of the hill. Hank Hill, to be precise. His name is actually Roy Hank Hill.
And I finished it, so you could show them. It was actually super good.
Look what I have. Natty wanted me to show this off.
It's empty though.
She wanted me to read the contents to you. It has 29 calories. That's neat. 0% any vitamins. Not a single actual vitamin. It's pear flavored. 11 milligrams of sodium. I don't know if that's a lot or not, to be honest with you. I really don't track sodium. I'm not a big fan of salty foods, so I've never really found reason to, because I often, unless it's like movie theater popcorn once like every 2 months or something. But yeah, Pocket the Monster Snorlax, Muscat grape flavor. Oh wait, yeah, so it wasn't even pear. Is it Muscat grape flavor, sparkling water ocean bomb? Interesting. Rise, I can say I miss these live hunts. Although I do understand the frustration of this particular live hunt being so like anticlimactic. We're mostly just like trying to get these numbers up, if anything, because the odds, I mean, technically it could happen any single one, but it's more realistic that we're going to be here for a while, which is why I also have been doing these on my own time. Just to like, I put it on a movie and I just do it like how I used to shiny hunt before I started streaming. Like, just throw on like a Netflix movie and just like kind of zone out and get into the rhythm of it and hope one of these Pokemon sparkles. The good news is it's way easier now, not only because of the Master Ball, obviously, but also because I know right away, because of Heracross popping out, I don't have to like do the steps of looking at my party Pokemon. It just like pops out if it's not shiny, and it makes the noise, so I'll know, you know what I mean? It won't be an oversight, which also makes me feel like better. Well, what are the odds? Yep, full odds, Aaron. I really hope Kojima will release some unheard of, never before seen footage of Silent Hills. Probably not, because Konami is a duck. Did they get into the duck business? Are they doing like foie gras? But now it's mod time. Roy's a mod, digital modster. He is a mod of champions. Boop, boop. But yeah. So unfortunately, yeah, Heracross, it's gonna take a while. But hey, I was actually talking about this, Roy, the other day. I even have it pulled out here. You gave me this in person as a trophy. I believe you hid all of your cocaine in here, and you gave it to me. And then I discovered all the snow, as you like to call it. But yeah, you gave me this DS, and yeah. So now we can finally play a little game I like to call, if I can grab it, I call it Pokemon Emerald. And we can play it, and not only play it, but we can also transfer our Pokemon. Although, unfortunately, when we actually do the process of transferring the Gen 3 Pokemon to the Gen 4 games, you won't be able to see it because I don't actually have a way to stream the DS, the regular DS. Like, my 3DS capture cards will not work with a just regular DS. And unfortunately, the only DSs that you can transfer Gen 3 to Gen 4 on are the original ones. So I unfortunately can't show you the actual transfer process, but once this Heracross is successfully transferred into Gen 4, then I can just literally swap out the cartridge, pop it into the 3DS that I do have a capture card for, and then we'll be fine. Who's that Pokemon? Heracross feels like your mascot now. I mean, I would hope it would be by the time that we get, like, going along this ribbon quest, because let's be honest, it's still very awkward that we've been at this for, mind you, very off and on, especially off, but it's getting closer to a year. With every passing month, we're getting closer to a year, and we still have nothing to show for it. And in fact, we're realistically not even that close. Again, it could happen super early and we could get super lucky. Literally any one could be the one, and like, we could get it tonight. I don't know, but the fact remains that when we do finally get this Heracross, like, it's coming with us through every game that's existed since Gen 3. So these games, the you know, in the main Gen 3, I should say, because obviously, like, we're not gonna be throwing this Heracross in like Pokemon Rumble on the 3DS or anything like that, but it will be awesome. And we'll have a new nickname, and yeah. Never let it be said that I'm an unhealthful man. I may stand in a frame or two, but I pull my weight, even if it's not pulling my weight out of frame. It happens one way or another. Yeah, Roy hooked me up legitimately with a DS that will help us on our quest, because I was going to have to buy one anyway. And it's funny, Roy, because I was actually at my local flea market this weekend, and I saw the exact same DS that you gave me with the charger, and it was $50. $50! So, you saved me $50, dude. Appreciate it. Although, to be honest, I think I saw that same DS in the same bag. It's the same color, too, the pink one. And I think, I swear to God, I saw them both there, like, literally 3 years ago, the last time I was at that flea market, in the exact same stall, in the exact same bag, which is utterly crazy, really. But, yeah, so I don't even know if it works anymore. I think that guy just has it more for decoration now than anything, but you would love it. I definitely, if you ever do come up again, I definitely need to take you to, like, the local flea market, because you would actually enjoy it. They had so much, like, gaming memorabilia and, like, old Coke signs and stuff, and yeah, you'd have a blast, I think, there. But, yeah. You're benevolent. Oh, jeez. Welcome back, Lord of the Coals. I gotta come up again. You do. You do, man. There's a whole... Just for the pillar-free ramen. Oh, that's... Yeah, no pillars involved with ramen here. That, you gave me a PTSD, though, of hiding behind a pillar yesterday. But, yes. Pillar has taken on a new meaning in my life. If nothing else, then for that. Yeah, well, the ramen is really good here. The food, just the cuisine, dude. There's so much more food that I wish I could have showed you, but you literally, like, the one day you were here that we were, like, semi-free. Okay, don't use return. Semi-free. It was, like, the worst weather of the entire, like, fall season. But, yeah. Fun times, man. Fun times. The cuisine in Toronto is great because, you know, the cuisine in Toronto is basically just we've cherry-picked the best cuisine from, like, all over the world. And we've literally just, like, brought in people from those, like, respective cultures to just, like, make it the best way. It's so good. It's so good. Like, you can get authentic almost anything here because someone's brought their recipes and just generation after generation has kind of, like, honed them in. And it just, yeah, it's really, the food here is very good. Very good. It's very hard not to eat it all. Last time I told you I took flamenco, I took intermediate, and now this falls my last year in college. Wow. Aaron, time flies, man. Ramen, chicken sandwich, fries, curds, and strange nuts. Strange nuts? You had... What? What? Are you talking about donuts? Like Timbits? But yeah, hey, the poutine was good. You gotta admit. You were dissing it, and then you had it, and you gotta admit, poutine was pretty good. You were, you were a boy in heaven when you had that poutine. Nad showed up from her side quest with, like, bags full of nuts I'd never heard of before. I don't even remember that. Wow. I was out of the loop for sure. Poutine is so good. Poutine is definitely tasty. It's very good. You can get more if you come visit me. I don't know what else. I definitely... What would you... If I gave you the selection, and this goes for anyone in chat, obviously, but what would you choose between... Okay, there's 3 options. There's banh mi, which is like, kind of, I guess, like, Vietnamese, like, sandwiches. It's like a fusion, sort of. It's not just pure Vietnamese. But anyway, that, or Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you pronounce it, to potato. Or the third one, I gotta think about this. It's very important stuff. Cuban, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's a third one I had in mind. It's just slipping my memory right now. It definitely was not Cuban, though. Anyway. Oh, congratulations, Aaron. That's awesome, dude. I was also, I think, the first one in my family to actually, like, complete college, but, like, complete college at, like, the time that I was in college. Like, I have family members who've gone back and definitely, like, completed their college or university degrees. However, I think I was the first one who, like, didn't drop out in, like, my 20s and then did it later on in life. I think. I could be wrong. But, yeah. Most of my cousins are, like, in trades and stuff for, just, you know, ended up in a position in some other work. I ate a frog on my vacation. Did you really? Like, frog's legs specifically, or, like, a specific part, or just, like, you just ate a frog because your friends dared you? Are you one of those guys? You're, like, a Hey Arnold character, and you're just like, oh, a frog. And then everyone's like, yo, frog kid just ate the frog. Wow. Guess what I had on this weekend? I went to a festival called Taco Fest in Toronto, and I had a jerk chicken taco, a pulled pork taco, and then I washed them down with a jambalaya duck taco, I think it was called, or maybe it was just pulled duck. I don't know. There's a name. I think it was jambalaya duck. And it was surprisingly the best of all three. Like, in a place called Taco. So all the Taco Fests were made by, like, people who knew what they were doing. Like, these are, like, people who dedicated their lives to making tacos. And the duck one was probably the best. It was also, like, the most flavorful and spiciest. Like, I think it burned my entire mouth. But, yeah, it was so good. Yeah, it was really good. I'm telling you, man, the food here. Toronto, that's one thing I will give it. We're home to champion basketball players, and we got good food. Hey Arnold, what is that? That is a TV show by Nickelodeon that came out and finished way before you were born, my friend Sonic Chow. An old school, not really forgotten, but definitely more of a niche hit. It's not remembered as fondly as, like, its contemporaries like SpongeBob or Fairly Odd Parents, or even really like Jimmy Neutron and shows like that. Danny Phantom even, I think, has, like, persisted better in the, like, internet cultural zeitgeist. But Hey Arnold was, like, it was a really good show. It was really good. Just a little lost to time, although they did release a finale to it, like, recently, I think. But anyway, did you watch season 2 of One Punch Man, Stan? I didn't. It's funny, I was actually talking with a colleague of mine about that today, and I was just asking him, like, how it was, and he said, oh, it's, you know, it's not as good as the first season, but he recommended it. I'm probably going to watch it for sure. Amaya Smith, hello, how's it going? Welcome. I'm just too old, dude. Yeah, it's true. I'm too old. Roy, that's true. Roy Boy's favorite meal, like, okay, if any of you guys, and I'm sure multiple of you have, but if you've ever seen the movie E.T., you know how Elliot kind of lures E.T. out with, like, Reese's Pieces? Like, he does a little trail. If you just put, like, little eggs, not like mini eggs, not like Cadbury mini eggs, but, like, actual eggs, like little pieces of scrambled egg, just, like, in a you know, pathway, you could probably trap Roy Boy. You probably could. If you ever wanted to catch a Roy Boy, that's how you do it, is eggs. I remember Danny Phantom. That was amazing. Getting a drink from Walgreens. No worries. I've been watching it. Episode 10 came out today. For the record, I typically don't watch new anime week to week. I traditionally like to take, unless it's like a long running thing, but, like, I typically like to take my time, wait for it to finish, and then just binge it all. Just kind of how I got into anime, and so that's kind of like my trends with how I, like, view it, I guess. But yeah, I really liked season 1. I'm excited to see season 2. I'm gonna wait till it all wraps up, but I will definitely give it a watch. I loved Mob Psycho season 2, and it took me a long time to watch that too, but I finally did, and I binged it all, and I thought it was beautiful. Like, I just really just kinetic storytelling in, like, the best way. I'm a big fan of Mob Psycho. I actually think I like Mob Psycho more than One Punch Man, to be honest. Eggs. Well, if it isn't Stan the Man, it's my Parmo pal, Sophie. What's up, Sophie? Welcome. Don't mind me. I just have a giant sunburn from yesterday and the weekend as a whole. It was very hot in my part of Canada. I binged JoJo's, finished it in a month. Now I'm sad I have to wait for episodes. I can still read the manga though. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I haven't caught up because I got to around episode 12 of Golden Wind, and I was just like, you know what? I want to watch this how I watch all of the rest of JoJo's, and I want to binge it because week to week, especially because, you know, JoJo's is like well known for its like multi-part episodes, and when I started really getting into those, like the part 1 and 2s, I was like, I don't want to wait week to week. I just like want to know how it wraps up, and I don't want to spoil myself because it's very easy to spoil JoJo's if you're looking hard enough. So I was like, instead of tempting myself like every week, I'm just gonna wait, and then I'll binge it all, and then I can just like enjoy it in one go, you know, and I'll remember everything, and I won't get distracted because, you know, it's 38 episodes or something. So, but yeah, it's almost done. All right, no worries, Lord Cole. Thanks for tuning in, man. And yo, Andy, what's up? I have finals. Well, finals are definitely more important. We're just doing a Heracross stream on stand-up tents. We're just chilling. There's only like a dozen of us or whatever, and we're just hanging out. I even ate on stream, which is like one of my cardinal rules not to do typically. Big sin, but I was like, you know, we're just chilling. We're just hanging. We're trying to get to that beautiful 350 number tonight. I've been streaming for just under an hour now, but it's good to see you. What's up? But yeah, finals are important. Finals are important. I still need to finish Sword Art Online. I gave up on that show a very, very long time ago. And, you know, no hate to anyone who enjoys it, but just not for me. But yeah, hey Sophie, and hey Andy, welcome. Is Bubble Buddy, I actually have a question. Is the manga like caught up and published in English? Like where does it end, or is it all like published? Like even like Steel Ball Run and JoJolion or whatever, I think is the one after that. I guess they'd be part 7 and 8 respectively, even though I know it kind of stops after 6. I know a little bit about like the greater JoJo picture, but yeah, because if that's all translated, because I was gonna read it like after part 4 finished, and then I was like, oh, I'd read somewhere that they didn't have proper translations, like they never had any like legal translations, and yeah, I'm curious about that. If you know anything about that, or could point me like in the direction. I guess I never did check on like it's published simultaneously. Oh really? Wow. Okay, I'm gonna look into that because yeah, I would love to read it. Honestly, I think it's one of the few series that I would probably like. I don't think after part 5 is done, I'm gonna wait now for part 5 because I've already waited this long, and I'll binge it like as an anime. But yeah, I definitely don't want to wait like a year and a half or 2 years for like David Productions to be able to do part 6. So I'll probably just read that. And then I've heard really good things about Steel Ball Run, and I really want to check it out, but like I've been kind of not checking it out because like I was gonna wait for the anime and I didn't think it was legit and all that stuff. But yeah, nice dude, nice. Thank you for the tip. Pokemon Colosseum. The first season was great except for the ending. It felt very anticlimactic. Yeah, but I think is that maybe because they knew that they were getting like a second season? Because the second season came out pretty quickly after the first one, from what I remember about it. Sorry, I just grabbed my water here. I lost it. Oh, thank you so much, Sophie. Thank you. Yeah, we got engaged, and it's been a crazy busy time. But thank you so much. Appreciate that. It was quite the day, quite the trip. Roy Boy was even there, and yeah, now we're getting married next summer, and that's gonna be really, really good. It's gonna be expensive, but it's gonna be good. It's crazy to me that like, because this is like probably the earliest I've been streaming. Also, it must be very late where you are, Sophie. But yeah, it's like it's almost 8, which is usually like sometimes I like will start the stream at 8, and we've already been streaming like an hour, and we've gotten 20. Like it used to be like we would get 20 encounters in like, you know, a 2.5 hour stream, and now we're getting 20 encounters before an hour's even up, which is just crazy to me. That's the power of the Master Ball, I guess. 12:43. All right, that's not too bad. I mean, like, I personally stay up till about 1 or 1:30 most nights, so that's not too bad. But still, respect. Thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, I'm excited for Sword and Shield though. I do think we haven't heard the I do wonder if they'll delay it. I don't know, but I'm very excited for it. I like Impidimp. I hope it has a sweet evolution, but I guess we'll see, of course. But yeah, I also really like Heracross, and I hope maybe Heracross will get like some new sort of like Galarian form. That'd be cool. It would make sense for a Pokemon like Heracross to all of a sudden get like a suit of armor or something. That'd be cool. And then, could you imagine we like this Heracross, when it eventually shines for us, we get to transfer it all of the way from Gen 3 GameCube to Gen 8 on the Switch? So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really hope Heracross is in that game. Even if there's not like a Galarian form or whatever, I just really hope Heracross is in that game, because like, to go from Gen 3 on a GameCube, like an actual GameCube, like we're not cheating, we're not using emulators, like a real GameCube and a real disc, to get that same Pokemon all the way into like a Nintendo Switch would be incredible, honestly. They really have to come up with better names. Well, the names always were kind of like a little I mean, like, I still think it's hilarious that like there was a seal called Seal, you know? Like a sparrow called Spearow. Things like that. So I definitely, I don't hate on the names. Sometimes some of them are dumb for sure, but like, as long as they kind of fit within the region, I think it's fine. Like, I loved a lot of the more Hawaiian names, like obviously like the Tapu Koko, Pick-a-Pick, like just, there's ones that like, I just felt like they played into their region better. And I think that's kind of what they're going for. Because doesn't Impidimp a little bit sound like, you know, it could be like a British... Like, I work with a British guy named Matt. And I could see him saying Impidimp, for sure. Silver's new voice actor, Bryce Papenbrook, also voices the main character. Oh, really? Wow. That's awesome. The names in Alola were actually pretty great. Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. Kamala. You know, there's some good ones, for sure. Mimikyu, obviously, I'm a sucker for, but even other ones that, like, even oh my god, how can I not remember it? Like Jangmo-o and stuff. Like I thought that was awesome. I actually chanted when they announced the new Pokemon that's gonna be in the UK region. We all thought like there was a chance, like it was up there on my list, but certainly I thought they were gonna go like, I personally thought they were gonna go like China, like Beijing or something like more to do with China. That would have been like my big guess, but I mean, I was wrong. I also thought maybe Australia, but hey, because it seemed crazy to me that I guess it shouldn't have, because Black and White was based on New York, and then we had Hawaii, which is also technically, well, I mean it is technically, but also it just is one of the United States of America, right? So they did 2 American ones, like one and then a break and then another. So maybe I should have seen like going like France and then like UK, but I definitely thought it was going to be too soon for them. I thought they'd give somewhere else some love first, but hey, it all worked out. We just hit an hour too. Nice. So yeah, we've done, we did 20. We're making really good time, is all I know. Yeah, so we did 22 in an hour, and we only needed to do 35 in total. So yeah, making really good time. And I actually killed one too, which would like, yeah, I actually died. I failed one of the potential ones too. So we could actually be at 23 in that time if I didn't mess that up at the end. Anyone else miss Jason Griffin as Sonic? He was good. He was the one in Brawl, right? But I mean, I think it's what, Ryan Drummond is the new one. He's good. All the Sonic ones are. I don't really have a Sonic that I think did a bad job, to be honest. They all at least got like one good game, in my opinion. And so yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. I got so confused there for a second. But Master Ball is the right choice. Right. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. It is Roger Craig Smith. That's my bad. Let me look something up quickly. As we... Okay, that is also... That Heracross is not a shiny. Yeah, okay. So Ryan Drummond was the... Like... The Sonic from a long time ago. That's completely my bad. Wow. I was way off. My bad, my bad. But anyway. On to the next Heracross. It's going to be well different because I think about the British terms like chips instead of fries, or rubbish bin instead of trash can. I hope, I mean, yeah, it's almost too bad that they had like Trubbish from you know, Black and White, but yeah, I hope they're able to like work that stuff in, and it seems they will, like, right? Like we have a Corgi Pokemon already confirmed, and it very much seems like there's got to be knights or something, right? Like the Guardians have to be some form of like knights with like a round table theme, I would think. It's gonna be good. A rubbish bin. Rubbish. But yeah. Right, boy, boy. Right, boy, boy. Boy. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Boom, 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 boom. I think in the future I might start playing some music while we do this as well. Like, you know, have the in-game sounds like a little bit masked, probably as low as they are now, or maybe like slightly lower, but not by much. And then just like, you know, throw on like an OST of Pokemon music or Mario music or Zelda music or whatever. Just because, like, again, these ones aren't, they're just not very cinematic, I suppose, like hunting in Colosseum. It takes a long time, very repetitive, the full odds, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not even like I could, you know, get a shiny charm if I wanted to, and then like they just don't exist, right? So, yeah, maybe playing some music or something can like liven it up just like slightly in the future. I don't know. It's weird that like me humming the Wii Shop music was the thing that made me think about that, but it is. All right, let's try for 339. Let's see what happens. It's been 381 days since I last caught a shiny. That's not true. Let's Go. I caught a few shinies in Let's Go. So that's not true. But it has been a while. It's definitely been like 6 months or more since I've caught a shiny. So it'd be nice. It'd be nice to get one. But this will not be that one. It's okay though. We're going for 340, right? It's gonna be a better rounder number. And then after that, if that's not shiny, which it's going to be shiny, we know, then we'll have 10 more. 10 more to get through. Play some of the Sonic OVA soundtrack. It's pretty good. I actually agree. I think it is pretty good. Move. No. Yes. No. Sorry, I'm trying to undo my water bottle. All right. Do. Number 340. Let's go, Dioge. I've been busy as well, Stan. My very best friend is engaged, and I've been asked to be her bridesmaid, so I'm like helping her and all. Oh my, that's awesome. Congratulations. Huge honor. Also a huge responsibility, though. I know Nadia was her cousin's bridesmaid last summer, and it was a lot of work and a lot of time, and she loved it, but like it was a lot. So yes, but it's also like the greatest honor for sure, right? So that's very, very amazing. Congratulations on that. That must keep you very busy, though. I would assume. Go Heracross. Heracross. Alright, let's catch this. Let's see which one this is. I almost wish, like... It's too bad that I can't, like... I mean, it's on a GameCube, so it'd be impossible, I think, anyway. But, like, if there was just, like, some way that I could, like, have a script that, like, inputs the proper amount to, like, the pixel... And then it just, like, happens, you know? Like, I can just walk away and it just keeps going and keeps going. Till finally, like, it recognizes, you know, like, maybe have it try to recognize when the, like, the sparkles go. Because it's a different animation. And then it just stops, you know? Then it just, like, alright, stop. I come back and it's on. That'd be awesome, right? But, oh well. That is not the reality, unfortunately. I just want to see this Heracross. It's got such a sick shiny. The, like, purple with the magenta stomach and the green eyes instead of the yellow eyes, and like barely any of the, well, I mean the magenta definitely comes back into play later on. I think the green eyes as well, but it definitely is not as like bluey purple. It's not like, you know, tinky winky purple. It's more like, I mean magenta, like just literally magenta all over. I'll be the flower girl. I just rewatched the Sonic OVA over the weekend and it's, oh wow. Well, then maybe it should have a better warning, Sonic Chow. I don't know. But yes, Andy has you know, requested, volunteered to become the flower girl, Sophie. So if you need a flower girl, unless he meant my wedding, I don't know. But if that's the case, we already have a flower boy, and his name is Roy Boy. All right. His name is he's legally changing his name to Flower. And he's going to become the Flower Boy. Flower Boy 140, I believe, is what he's going to go by. But yeah. Alright. Take out that Ariados. Step 1 is done. Now step 2. So any ideas on the stake though? To be honest, I'm actually going to one of those this weekend. And I plan on going and kind of figuring out what to do for ours. Because I really don't know. Demanded. I love it. But yeah, I actually don't really know. Especially like with my particular family. Because my family is very like... You know, from more like suburbia, just, I guess like the best way to put it is just like super kind of like white bread, blue collar kind of, you know, and then Natty's family is like, you know, a little bit more city and just like there's definitely like a difference and even culturally different too, right? Like my background is very just like typical, I guess like Canadian, like a little British, a little like Northern European type background, maybe some Scottish in there, I don't know. But, like, where hers is, you know, Lebanese, and she just got, like, a lot more flavor, I guess, to... And so it's, like, we're trying to find, like, a nice balance, I guess, because I get, like, some people expect one thing, and some people expect, like, another, and so we're trying to make sure that it's, like, just kind of neutral down the middle, I guess. So, yeah, we're trying to come up with some ideas ourselves for that. So, if you discover any, you let me know, and I'll do the same for you, because, yeah, it's tricky. I mean, I think, like, right now, I think we're just going to try to rent out a hall and do it and hope that enough people come. I don't know. Like, it's going to be... Oh, excuse me. It's going to be odd. Especially, too, because, like, Natty and I are very, like, I guess, isolated people just in general. Like, I would say I have a few really, really good friends who, like, I keep in touch with and, like, talk to every day. And she has a few, like, family members and stuff that's basically, like, her sisters and, like, but, like, we don't really have many acquaintances, I guess. We're not really, like, party people. We're not really, like, go out and socialize. We're more stay in and kind of hang out and play video games and stuff like that kind of people. So it's going to be interesting, for sure. But, yes. Definitely a lot of family, though. Well, more so on her side, I guess, but I also have some of mine as well. But yeah, so it's funny because like a wedding is one of those things where like all of a sudden you start kind of realizing how both like big and small your like social groups are, I guess. Just invite your whole stream base. Yeah. You guys want to come to the Stag and Doe? It's gonna be next year, sometime in May. All right, come on. Use your Silver Wind. Buff your stats. Let's see it. Nice, no buff that time. Okay. Let's catch 342. Let's go. Come on, female Heracross. This is your chance. This is your chance. That's the other thing, too. I wonder, like, because it's 50-50. Like, I don't know which Heracross we end up catching. Like, I don't know what its stats are going to be. I hope it has a good nature. Like, is it going to be male or female? There's so many, like, possible, like, random features that it could just have. It could be, like, the worst Heracross, and that would really suck, because we got to use it competitively. For a lot of these ribbons are, like, Battle Frontier heavy, and, you know, even like, Mount Battle and stuff. So, there's a lot of that, and I really hope we don't end up... Like, it doesn't have to be fantastic, because there's ways to deal with that. But if it's, like, just, like, the... Because it could. It could be the absolute, like, worst possible Heracross, right? Someone out there is bound to end up with, like, the worst Heracross. And I hope... And that's the other thing, too, that's really crazy, is that I also guarantee that by the end of this, one of the Heracrosses we've run into would have had perfect IVs. Like, one of them. I don't know what the odds are on that, but I would say, if not perfect, very close. Like, nearly perfect IVs. Natural IVs with, like, a good nature, too, and, like, you know. Yo, what up, Oddity? Good morning. Wow, your best friend wants to go to Ibiza? That's awesome. I will not be doing that. I'll be lucky if I am able to do it in Toronto. Because, again, all the family, like, spread out. Some in the countryside, some more in the city. So we'll probably just end up in, like, the middle. But that's awesome. Hello! Hey, Sonic Chow. Audie, you missed it. The old Roy boy was swung by and was hanging out with us for a while. He was hanging out talking about, what was he talking about? Game of Thrones, I think? I don't know. He mostly just makes things up. Oh man, that sucks. Oh, I think he'll be back. Maybe. You never know with him, but I think he's just eating. Oh, there. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. There he is, the purple one himself. Should I buy a Pixel 3a? Yeah, if anyone has a Google phone, please let Roy Boy know. Also, I think it's almost time for me to get a new phone. I've had my current one since, I think, 2017, which is actually a little sad, because it's only like 2 years old. Not even. But the battery life on it is really bad. Like really bad. Like, embarrassingly, like, I didn't even use it yesterday. I brought it to the Raptors parade, and I didn't even use it. Like I swear, it was just in my pocket most of the day, and it just died. Like, it was just dead all of a sudden. And I barely, like, I think I took like one video, maybe 2 videos on it, and it was like, when I left the house, it was at like a perfect 100%. It's crazy. Oh wow, Roy. Wow, it may be time. Yeah, dude, 2012. Although, you know what? Back in 2012, they probably made phones like, oh, these will just last forever. Or they were like, we'll make these, but the technology is going to get so much better in the next like 2 or 3 years. People won't even want to keep these ones. And then, you know, you did, and they were like, we need him to buy a new one, but we didn't expect this. Because I remember in Tokyo, actually, Roy Boy had the only phone that didn't die. Like, we both had iPhones. Mine was much newer than his, like years and years, like, newer. And Roy Boy was like, his phone was the only one we could rely on, like, consistently. I had it's funny because the first cell phone I had that was like my own cell phone that I bought was an iPhone 5. And I also had issues with that at around like the 2-year mark. I had issues. The lock button stopped working, so I had to use the tap to lock it and stuff. Yeah, I've had the 5, the 6, and I think now I'm on the 7. And they skipped 8, I think. Did they skip 8? I don't even know, but it felt like they skipped 8. And that's why I didn't get it. No, I don't know. I'm probably gonna have mine for another like 6 months or something. Like I don't think I can justify getting a new phone. So yeah, that really sucks. But what you gonna do? I guess, you know. All right, let's. Oh right, items. How can I already forget? You'd think I'd have this like mapped into my DNA by now. Doing this, like spending, because we spent a long time. We spent a lot of hours doing this, and I still don't have it perfect. Anyone else excited for Stranger Things Season 3? I actually am. I'm very excited. See, that is another great example of something that it was clear in Season 2 that Season 2 is still good. But, like, it's very clear that, like, oh, man, they obviously needed more time. Kind of, you know, kind of like Pokemon, like, Sword and Shield. It's like, it's probably going to be really good. Also probably could have used more time and more polish. And I really felt that way about Stranger Things Season 2. And I think Season 3... there's a lot more time between Season 2 and Season 3 than there were 1 and 2. And because of that, I do feel like it's going to be better than Season 2, at least. I don't know if it'll be as good as Season 1. I don't know if it can be, because Season 1 kind of like came out of nowhere. Now the expectations are a lot higher, obviously, but I do believe in it. I think like the cast is incredible. I'm a sucker for like 80s nostalgia, even though I didn't grow up in that time period, which is weird. But yeah. You'd think with a face like this that I would have been born in 1956, but alas, I am a 90s child. So they skipped 9. No, they skipped 9. Oh, interesting. Don't know if it's just me, but I feel like iPhones are going downhill now. I have an iPhone SE, by the way. Yeah, truthfully, I was gonna get a Samsung Galaxy. I don't know what model it was at the time. But I was going to make the switch to Samsung like 2 years ago for the simple fact that like you can literally just put your own SD cards in it and just like use storage that way, because I was having issues on my 6 with storage. My storage wasn't big enough. I think I had 16 gigs or something, and I was always having to delete pictures to take new pictures and stuff. So anyway, long story short, I was going to switch, and then Nadia got me an iPhone for my birthday, and then you're not going to say no, obviously, right? But I actually was going to switch. Now though, weirdly enough, I'm kind of not crazy about Samsung either. Like, so I don't know what I'm going to do for my next one. I really don't. Yo, what up? Welcome back, Aaron. I'm sad my second pair of Joy-Cons have started drift. Really? See, my first pair is still pretty good as far as I know. I got to jump out now. It's nice seeing you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, Andy. Appreciate it, man. Enjoy your night. I hope it's good. Oh, Bubble Buddy, thank you. I'm inevitable. What can I say? Also, Roy, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but something dawned on me recently, and I didn't even think about it. Wasn't it recently, like, I mean, maybe not super recently, but within the past, like, 2 or 3 weeks, wasn't it your channel anniversary? Is that true? Like, I remember, like, late May, early June. Is that right, or am I off? If you're still there, of course. You might have left to go, you know, take a poop. I don't know. I also don't know why I keep putting my water on my left side when I'm so used to having it on my right side, because that's where my cup holder is. Wow, I just hit my hand on my keyboard. But I would have taken it. I would have taken the, you know, to be honest, I would have, well, I don't want to break my finger. I kind of need it for work. But I would have, you know, sustained a terrible gash on my finger if it meant the shiny, because that would have been awesome. And then, like, you know, tomorrow we could have finally started on this quest for real. But sadly, the Heracross didn't enjoy my sacrifice. So, you know, what are you going to do? Oh, wow. That's a deep cut, Sonic Chow. I haven't heard that name in a long time. I think when you don't have your glasses on, you look like a mini version of Roy Boy. You know, a younger, tinier version, but still that Roy Boy-ness. All right, guys, we got 5 more today. I hope that it shows up in these next 5. Also, this game is so funny because, like, I'm just remembering, like, the way to even get to this point to get this door is to, you know, beat each of, like, the 4 bosses or whatever, and they each, like, contribute to a color, and once all the Pokeballs are, like, lit up, then you can go. And then, of course, this game, which, like, just loves just sending in reinforcements and just train. Like, there's so much battling in this game. It's really funny because I always forget that, like, oh yeah, like, they are totally going to, of course, why wouldn't they drop someone? You know, you think you just, like, accomplish things, you think that, you know, whoa, why would I heal up? Like, why would I need to heal up when, and then, yeah, the guy just, like, jumps down and he's like, I got a Heracross, deal with it. So which game, Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield? So I actually don't know still. Like, to me, nothing about them has really sold me one way or the other. I thought the legendaries would, and to be honest, I don't really care about either of them. Like, some people really like them, and that's totally cool. I don't hate them, but I just, like, neither one of them really does anything for me. I think right now, if I had to pick one, I think I'd go Shield, but I don't know. I really don't know. They're both kind of in the same realm as each other, I think, at least. But anyway, no worries, Courts. I hope you had a great night. I hope you guys had a good time together. We have 4 more today, trying to hit that coveted 350 mark. You know, it's all about the Yeezys. Don't wear no 350s around me. But yeah, welcome. I got my Toronto Raptors money here. Ooh. Let's go. But yeah, I also have Pokemon Emerald here, which is maybe more exciting. I've been looking for a while for a sealed copy, not sealed, but, like, you know, a decent copy of Pokemon Crystal, because I have Yellow and I have Emerald and I have Heart Gold in the box. I think I still technically do need, I do need to get, Fire Red or Leaf Green as well. I'll probably get Leaf Green, to be honest, just because, like, I have, well, to be honest, I'd really just like to get them all at some point in box. I think that'd be really cool, but I at least get one per, and I will need Fire Red or Leaf Green, I think, for, to, you know, to complete this quest. I don't know if it's mandatory, but I think there's, like, some technical stuff you can do, and I do want to do all of it. Anything I can. Even if it's, like, just for, like, bragging rights, essentially. You wouldn't expect a legendary Pokemon holding a sword and smith. That's true. Actually, like, which one are you guys getting? I really haven't talked to chat much about, like, which version specific. People have been so, like, up in arms about the Pokedex thing, and just, like, any new information that, yeah, people haven't really, told me which version they're after. I know the legendaries are based on Skull and Hottie, but they just look too similar. They do look, and that I do think that they're just basically, like, copying, like, Sun and Moon. I think both of those legendary doggos are gonna evolve from, like, a puppy, like some sort of, like, King Arthur-like puppy, and it's literally just, like, whichever version you choose. There's, like, you know, some super shield or some super sword, and whichever artifact is in your game is the one that the puppy evolves into a giant dog. That would be my guess. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's not that easy to figure out, but, you know, that'd be my guess. They evolve from the same, you know, kind of like Rockruff. I'm not getting Sword and Shield. Hey, if you're not getting either, that's also, of course, cool as well. Sword because I love strong attackers. Hey, Stan, any luck? Yeah, what up, big man? No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. We're still going. We got 3 more tonight, so we are getting closer to wrapping this baby up for the night. But it's all good. We're definitely going a lot faster. Like, it's only been, I'd say, I mean, it hasn't even been an hour and a half yet, and we've already done 32, which, like, before it used to take us, like, 2.5 hours to do, like, 20. So we have this new, like, strategy involving the Master Ball, and just, like, you know, we've basically shaved all of, like, the we've sanded the rough edges off, and we're able to get through this faster. Like, to be honest, if I'd been doing this method, like, since the start, we'd probably be, like, well into the thousands by now. Maybe not quite, like, 3,000, but probably somewhere between 1,500 and 2,500. I would assume. So it's too bad, but the good news is we do have this method at least now, and hopefully it means by the end of this summer at least we'll be able to get it, if not sooner. Like, if we just keep trying. Like, I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow as well if I can. Thursday I don't know if I can, because Nadia has some work thing that I'm supposed to go to, and if not, we might be seeing Toy Story 4, or we might do both. I don't know, but I do think it'd be bad for me to, like, confirm Thursday right now at least. So right now I'm gonna say no. Maybe that changes, we'll see, but for now, no Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm gonna be back in my hometown, because, like I said, I'm going to a Stag and Doe on, well, it doesn't matter what day. It is Saturday, but it doesn't matter what day. But and then I gotta go down there Friday so that I'm, like, situated, and I'm already down there so that I'm ready to do stuff regarding the anyway. Yeah, I gotta be there all weekend. But then next week we'll probably, you know, I don't know, maybe we just do Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Wednesdays, with the odd Thursday in the mix, I guess. But yeah, I'm thinking Shield. Yeah, Shield seems good to me. Then again, I'm definitely more of, like, an offensively minded person than a defensively. Like, in Smash Bros, I like fast characters that can, like, punish really hard, as opposed to, like, the more tanky, like, outmaneuver your opponent kind of characters. And certainly when I do play the few sports that I do, I definitely like to be more offensive and, like, running, as opposed to, like, defensive and, like, you know. Hey, what up? What up, Draco's Domain? I might buy Sword, but until they announce, they will bring in every Pokemon. That's fair. That's fair. Also, I hope it isn't the case like in Black and White, where the games give you the opposite. You want Zekrom, you buy Black, you get Reshiram. That's true. I actually remember. I remember it wasn't that, but it was Black and White 2 that... plot-wise, it made sense, but it just, at the time, Black and White 2, I was like, oh, if I buy Black 2, I should get Reshiram. Now, I don't know. It was confusing. It was confusing. I'm still confused by it, obviously. But, yeah. What's up, man? Thoughts on Score Bunny? It might be my personal least favorite of the three. It reminds me of a cereal mascot. Kind of a little bit of the Tricks Bunny. But it just, yeah, it seems like it could be, like on a box of, like, Lucky Charms to me. I don't know why. That's the vibe I get from it. No offense to it. I know fire starters are very popular with people. But yeah. And I will hit that sub in a sec once I just see the name. But personally, it's Grookey and then Sobble for me. Although Sobble, I kind of think Sobble's going to be a dragon type when it evolves. I don't know this for sure yet. Could even be like dark type. Sobble has been growing on me. I typically always gravitate towards grass starters. But the thing is, we've had a grass monkey before. Like, we have two of them because of evolutions. So it's just not as, like, it's not as immediately cool to me as it kind of was on my first impression. So we'll see. I have time to change. If I see their next, like, forms of evolution, I might change my mind. Maybe it ends up being Score Bunny that ends up, like, the sickest. I don't know. But I'm excited. Silly Stan, Tricks are for kids. Yo, Alice, what up? Welcome, welcome. And Detective V. Yeah, Sobble, I don't know. I have this weird feeling. Sobble gives me, like, Froakie vibes in that I think the water starter is going to end up being, like, really OP. But, again, we will see. My big guess for the third legendary type will be Dragon. In my opinion, people are overreacting about the limited decks. Still have all the Pokemon in the home. It's 100% understandable how they can't get 1,000 Pokemon in a new game. See, I do understand that, and I do completely, like, I get where Game Freak's coming from, right? To me, though, like, and I've been saying this tonight, I said this earlier, to me, I don't actually think that it's the national decks that is really, like, is the reason why there's, like, this mass kind of, like, hatred right now of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Game Freak in general. I think it's more to do with just, like, this is yet another thing that people are just like, oh, well, that's obviously going to carry over. Like, it always, like, there's always been a saying in the Pokemon community, and it's that for every, like, step forward, there's for every, like, 2 steps forward, there's, like, 1 step back, you know? So it's like, you can get 2 new things, but you're going to lose something in the process, right? So it might be the Battle Frontier, it might be Pokemon Z, It might be it might be rotation battles or triple battles. It might be Pokemon walking behind the player. And it seems like every time that like we get new things, we are like even Mega Evolution and Alola forms, right? It's like every time we like something, only 2 of the 3 things we like get brought forward, and one just like is gone forever. And it's weird, and it's and I get why people are mad at Game Freak as a whole. And I think this is just like the straw that broke the camel's back. I think people have been frustrated with the lack of innovation and not even just the lack of like I don't want to say fan service because that makes it sound like it's entitlement, and maybe a little bit of it is for sure, because like we don't make, we don't design games and stuff, but it does feel like they're on serious crunch time. Like it seems like they're in such a machine that we're getting okay games, like we're getting like solid B games, but they used to make like A and A+ games all the time, and it just feels like they've had to cut corners, like. And there's probably crazy overworked people, and it's just like, if like personally, I said this earlier, and I know it's not a popular opinion, but like I personally would be okay if they delayed Sword and Shield and got the games as good as they could possibly be. Like I know they can't do it because as I said earlier in this stream, like Pokemon is kind of like, it has 4 legs, it's like a chair, and one of that is like merchandise, one is like the trading card game, one's the anime, and one is the games. And the games kind of inform the other 3 legs. Like without that leg, the other 3 could never stand. But it just does sort of feel like they have to work in such a way together that the games have no choice. And that's why we lose things. And it just, people are getting frustrated about that, I guess, People are also annoyed because, again, all Kanto Pokemon will more than likely be in the game since they already have the models in Let's Go. Yes. Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be even more Kanto pandering because they've been doing it for like, 6 years now. Why would they stop all of a sudden, right? Like, so I definitely agree the Kanto stuff is bad, and it needs to stop. But they're not going to because it makes them money. It makes them money. I hope they update the national decks during updates. I think their plan was, and I'm not sure. Also, I think we'll do one more because now I'm on a rant. So we'll go to 351 because this is about to be 350. But basically, like I think that their plan was always to basically like do a Gen 3 situation, right? Which is like you can't get all the Pokemon in the first game. You gotta wait till the whole generation is complete. Because when Ruby and Sapphire came out, you could not get every Pokemon. You could only get as many, like there was only a certain amount that you could go up to, and then you were done. But with the additions of Emerald and then Fire Red and Leaf Green, eventually through transferring, through like backwards compatibility and stuff, you could complete your national decks in Ruby and Sapphire. It just took 3 years for all of it to come together. And I think that's what they were kind of going for. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's fair. But I think that was their plan initially. And now I don't think they know what's going to happen. I think this is a way bigger like storm of criticism than they were prepared to face. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I agree, Quartz. I think it's really unfortunate because I was really looking forward to these games too. And again, I still think they're definitely coming out. There's not really much. I don't think they could delay the games even if they wanted to right now because they already have so much stuff lined up. And again, that's part of the problem is that there's such a machine that if one cog falls off, they can't afford to stop the whole thing. And so like sacrifices are made. They either need to get a bigger team, or which that's not on Game Freak at all either. Like I get why they would want to keep things internal, but Nintendo might have to step in and give them a bigger team or give them more money. I don't know what it is, but they something needs to change because this is just gonna keep happening. We're gonna keep getting like solid B- games. We're gonna keep getting things like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon instead of things like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire should have been just as good, if not better, than Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and yet they weren't. In my opinion, I would still rather play Emerald than play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That's again maybe just my opinion, but it's the true one. Like I prefer the originals to the remakes, which I never thought I would say because I think that the Gen 4 and Gen 3 remake games are so much better than their originals, and it's crazy that like I could even think that way, but it's true. And so it just sucks because it means that like if they keep going this route, like Gen 4 remakes might not even get made, and if they do, they're probably gonna have to sacrifice a ton to get them done properly, right? And then the other problem is now Pokemon Go is kind of like another area that they have to kind of cater to, and it's just they're getting stretched thin, and it's clear that like they really, I don't think really want to keep doing Pokemon games. I think they're probably sick of them, and it's resulting in the work not being as good as it could be, not being as strong. I think the designs of the Pokemon have been really good since Gen 6, and I think like the ambition has been there, but I just think the execution has been a little bit off. I guess we're gonna do one more because I'm still in my rant. Sorry guys, but yeah, we all know the lack of a national dex was just to prevent Dynamax Wailord. Yeah, poor Wailord is probably cut. There are rumors that post-game will go to the French Pokemon region, but there's always been rumors like that. There were rumors in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that you'd be able to go to Kanto afterwards to deal with like the Lusamine Lily Bill thing. That never happened. And it feels like that's something that should have been addressed. And then there were rumors that in Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, they were going to deal with that plot point, and then that never happened. And it's just like, I don't know. It's so unfortunate. It really just does suck as a fan, because I just want the best games possible. Like, you know, Gen 4 and 5, in my opinion, collectively, with their remakes, their sister games, whatever it might be, they're just really solid. They're really fun, and they have a slight edge of difficulty, and they're just, they're deep, they're rich, you know? They're rich. The post games are great. They feel full. And I just, ever since X and Y, I felt like the games we've been getting just haven't been full. They haven't been as rich as they should be, you know? Like, there's some things I love. I love Gen 7's Pokemon. I love its characters. I think, like, the whole, especially in the original Sun and Moon, like, the Lusamine, not Getsis, oh my god, Guzma, like, there's great stuff in those games, and it's just such a shame that, even, like, Fava or whatever, like, there's some really good things on Wiki, and how, I actually like how, like, the character stuff was really good. And Gen 6, I thought the region was gorgeous. I actually liked what they did with, like, the battling. I thought it was good. There's a little slowdown, of course, in double battles and stuff, but it was like solid, and it felt kind of like a spiritual remake, I guess, of Gen 1. And at that time, that was cool to me, because Gen 5 was so different that, you know, a palette cleanser in the same way that 3 was kind of like Gen 3, like Ruby and Sapphire were kind of palette cleansers. I was okay with that. But then they kind of did the same thing with 7, and now I'm getting the vibe that they're doing the exact same thing with 8. And 6, 7, and 8 really feel like they're, you know, it's the Gen 1 pandering, it's the, like, playing it safe, the trying to make it fun for everybody, but kind of, in a way, alienating a lot of other people in the process. And also, probably, and I don't know because we haven't gotten Gen 8 yet, but kind of a lack of a post-game, and, like, missing, like, cool events and really, like, cinematic legendary encounters and things. Like, remember those days, like with the Reggies and even, I mean, Regigigas and you know, obviously we couldn't access them without even in some cases hacks, but the Gen 4 mythicals, and like they're just, I felt like there was so much more. Even perfect example, Gen 5, the like ghost girl in that one like creepy house, and then like she's on the bridge, and the whole thing with Chrystallia and Darkrai, like that's so cool. That's lore building, that's history, and I miss that stuff so much in a Pokemon game. Like, I feel like we're getting further and further away from those kind of things that, you know, had people talking and had people excited and speculating and theorizing, and it's just, I don't know. The thing I'm salty about is that once again Charizard is now nerfed and competitive. I'm gonna miss Mega Charizard. Yeah, a lot of Pokemon feel that, right? Like, a lot of Pokemon were only now viable, like Kangaskhan, because of Mega Evolutions, and now with that gone, it's just like, oh, whoopsie, but yeah, it's really unfortunate. Just give us a Pokemon game that is Dark Souls level hard. I don't even want it to be, like, crazy difficult. Although, it is kind of crazy to me that in this day and age, we can't just have, like, you know, an easy, medium, and hard mode. Like, Black and White 2 had an easy, medium, and hard. Yeah, they were locked behind some stupid key system, but it's, like, that was cool. That was, like, forward thinking in the series, and it's just weird that we don't get that, because, like, imagine if they just let you bypass the trainer school completely. Like, you can battle a few of the trainers to, you know, get your XP up, or you can just grind if you want to, but you can just bypass it. Like, if you just want to, like, imagine it would shave like 2 hours off of that first island and make the game feel more replayable, in my opinion. I miss the legendaries not being a guarantee, to be honest. Like, give us blue. I don't like rivals who are friendly. Doesn't make them feel like rivals. Bring back cocky jerks. As rivals, I agree with that, too. To me, it's gotten too big to the point where it's like, you don't even really know who your rival is. It's like, How is your rival? But then you kind of feel a little bit like, you know, Gladion is the real rival because he's like edgy and kind of runs into you at like the most inopportune times. But then you also have kind of Plumeria, who's kind of like a rival because she's not really Getsis, but I would keep saying Getsis, Guzma. But I don't know. And then like it ends up being Kukui, who's like the Pokemon professor, and it's not. And then it's How in Ultra Sun. I don't know. It's just like I agree the rival system is flawed because they've just expanded it out to so many other trainers. And I definitely do miss the just like there's this guy or girl who just like wants to kick your butt. They want to be better than you. That's a very childish sentiment, but you're playing as like a 10 to 13-year-old. Like, you know, it's of course it's childish. Like you're a kid in the game. Like, smell you later, that'd be great too. It's weird too that like we didn't really get that in Let's Go even, which I guess because that was I don't know. I have lots of thoughts on it, but yeah, Silver was such a good rival. Silver was great because like unlike Blue, like Silver had all of the like nastiness of Blue, but it was less of like a rivalry, and it was more like this person who just like needed to prove themselves because their dad, you know, was kind of a jerk and kind of forced them to be that way in a way. Like, and that's how you do character development, you know? Heard the thing about Pokemon Sleep. Yeah, Pokemon Sleep, you know what? So be it. So be it. You know, I play Pokemon Go a lot on my walk to and home from work, and like if Pokemon Sleep's the new wave, cool. I'm down. I'm down. That's fine with me. If I can sleep and like get candies from my Pokemon for Pokemon Go or even Pokemon Sword and Shield, sweet. Sweet. The rival in Let's Go was terrible. Heard the thing about Pokemon Sleep. Sorry. Silver was my favorite rival. And the thing is, the truthful thing is, Game Freak's not going to change their ways until it impacts their sales. So like, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm complaining and stuff, but the truth is that nothing is going to change if people like me don't stop buying the games. Like, I have to stop buying the games if I want them to listen, I guess, essentially, to not me, but the greater concerns within the community. And if they keep performing the way they are, then they're going to continue at their current pace and with their current formula. And that's too bad, because the only reason they pivoted from, you know, the black and white storyline, more RPG heavy games was because those games didn't do as well as they thought. And the reason they did black and white was because Gen 4 was kind of right at the peak where like people were kind of over Pokemon in those moments. It still sold well because the DS outsold like the Game Boy Color and Advance like crazy. Like, it's not even comparable. But Diamond and Pearl definitely did not meet the expectations that Pokemon Company had thought they were gonna hit. They were like, Pokemon on like our best, like, or like our fastest selling handheld system of all time. It's a no-brainer. We're gonna be rich, and they were, but not as rich as I think they thought they were. So they were like, oh, Generation 4 didn't work. People didn't like us going back and like using Kanto Pokemon and more evolutions of them and stuff. We need to do everything new, everything fresh. We gotta get a new generation of Pokemon fans. And then Black and White happened, and they were great. They were really good. And it felt like that was like when Game Freak was at their most creative, and we're just like, let's pump everything into this generation. Like, let's leave it all on the table because we don't know. Pokemon sales and merchandise and all that is like declining, and interest in the series. And then Gen 6 happened, and then Go happened, and then 7, and they've just been on, like, their graph of money has just been going up and up and up and up because the 3DS sold really well as well, and then the Switch sold really well, and so they've just been doing really good. And all of a sudden, like, I do think that Sword and Shield is gonna be a letdown for them financially. I think like it'll still sell really well, but if it has the problems that people think it's gonna have, I don't think the word of mouth is gonna be as strong as it was for Gen 6 and 7. Still wondering what happened to Pokemon Z or Stars. We talked about that too. Like, so Stars I think was split again because of money probably into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Should have just been one version. Didn't need to have both. I really feel for the people who bought like the collector's edition that comes with both, because it didn't need to be two. It really didn't need to be two, and it's really sad that they kind of milked it. In my opinion, I truly think Pokemon has always been very careful to straddle that line and make sure that like you're getting your money's worth. Even Sun and Moon, I thought like there's enough here that I get it, but there's no need. If you have Sun and Moon and then you got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon too, I feel like you bought essentially like the same game 4 times almost. Like it's rough, and it felt really, really disingenuous to me at least. And I know Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, like, you know, there's all the wormhole stuff, and you know, there's a few new Pokemon and Ultra Beasts and things, but like, let's be honest, it's almost the exact same game. You know, there's a few changes here and there, but it's not that much different, and it's really unfortunate, in my opinion. Pokemon eat healthy. But yeah. Anyway, I do think though, now as I kind of conclude my rant here, we ended up with 5 extra, and it's almost been 2 hours now on the stream as well. By the time we finish this all up, it'll probably be about 2 on the dot. So this is probably gonna be the last one for tonight. But hey, we got 40 in today. We started, or was it 30, 15? Let me do some math. 20, 35, 45, 55. Yeah, no, that's 40. So we are gonna hit 40 encounters on the night in less than 2 hours, which is just absolutely insane. Like, we used to do 20 in more time than this, and now we're doubling it in less time, which is just awesome. So hopefully that means that, you know, as we proceed, I definitely want to try to get to like 400 by the end of the week, if possible. Like, each week I'd like to tack another 100 on, and then hopefully that means, you know, by the time the summer's over, we've hopefully, I don't know how many weeks that is, 12 weeks. So like, you know, we're somewhere in the thousands at least. I can't guarantee that we're gonna catch it, but at least like we should start being closer to catching it, you know. Again though, you never know. We got a shiny Totodile with 1 in 8,000 odds in like 128. So things happen, crazy things happen. This could literally be the one. Like, we really don't know. So, and remember too, he could send out a shiny as well, and that would really suck because it's like an uncatchable shiny basically. But it could happen too. So who knows? Let's keep at it. I need to be asleep when you're streaming so I can catch more of it. Oh, geez. Well, I will probably be back tomorrow. Probably not streaming quite as early. I had a really long day yesterday. I was at the Raptors parade, and let's go Raptors. Boop, 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 boop. Board man gets paid. But anyway, that's that's my Raptors thing. But yeah, so I got like sunburnt and dehydrated, and it was just an awful day, to be honest with you. But yeah, so I'm really tired still from all that and all the craziness and chaos. So yeah, imagine he sends out a shiny, you catch it, and it's shiny. I mean, that would be like the one time where I'm just like, thank God I was streaming it. Like, thank God I was recording that, because that's like absolutely insanity. Like that's essentially like just cool, if not cooler than like when you know, like A-Drive got his Palkia in like 1. Like that's crazy sick. I'm heading out. I'll see you next time. No worries, Bubble Buddy. I also am going to head out now as well. Unfortunately, that last Heracross was not the shiny that we were looking for. Obi-Wan was wrong. But, hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We got 40 done today, guys. And those, I got to say, that last little bit, you guys got me ranting again. And that last, like, I'd say 10 or so there just, like, flew by. Like, it's actually crazy how fast we went from, like, 345 to, like, 355. But thank you for some amazing questions. Thanks for getting me going on rants. It was great to see a lot of you. I saw a lot of you who I haven't seen in a while, like Sophie, for example. And then, of course, some returning people from even last week and beyond. But, yeah, just thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I'm probably going to, well, I got to eat the corn that Nadia made for me earlier. But after that, probably going to shower, pack for tomorrow, make a lunch, and get to bed, because it's going to be a busy week. But I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Probably gonna go live around like 7:30, and yeah, let's aim for at least 390, if not maybe a little more. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes down tomorrow. But I love you guys. Love your faces. As I always say, happy hunting, baby rhinos, and take care of yourselves. All right, be safe out there. It's a crazy world, but I love you guys. And if I can find the thing. Oh, where is my outro? Well, that was lame. I've lost my outro. Hello. Alright.